the December 2022 school board meeting. As is our tradition, we're going to start with a prayer if you'd like to join us.
Heavenly Father, as we start the season of parties and holiday celebrations, let us not forget that it all started with the birth of your Son. We ask that you look over our students, teachers, staff, and administrators, keeping them safe as they travel to be with their family and friends this holiday season. We also ask for your additional blessings on our departing members of this board, and then watch over the new members that are starting next month. Give us the guidance to do what is right for our Franklin community. We pray for this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order, but really quick before we get started, I would just like to say thank you to Ryan Wagner. This is his last meeting. He served on the board for 4 years and has just done a wonderful job, and we're going to miss him. But thank you. Jake, we'll welcome you next month, just wholeheartedly as well. But just thank you. I just want to thank you so much for all you've done. You've put a lot of hard work and time into this. So, and with that, we'll move on to student recognitions. Dr. Clendenning, Dr. Warland.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here with us. We're going to start the recognitions with a round of jingle bells. I think everyone in the first 3 rows, did you all volunteer to lead the singing? No? I like that. Let's just do it. We got this. Well, happy holidays to all of you. We're actually going to start with our guiding principle of individual student growth. We actually have 3 tonight that we're going to focus on, and this is one we commonly focus on at our board meetings. So it's always one of our favorite and most exciting because we get to celebrate our students. Molly Loudon, would you please come forward? Molly is one of our 8th grade students, and she was given an assignment on writing a persuasive speech as part of her writing class. It's a new class we're offering for our 8th grade students here in the fall semester. So each student was given the same prompt of writing something they would change or not change about school. I'll let Molly tell you what her speech was about. But there were 3 students from each of the 8th grade teams. There are 3 teams that were selected to participate, and Molly won the overall competition for the first ever 8th grade speech contest. So please join me in congratulating Molly, and then I'll let her tell us about what she'll speak.
So I was a uniform kid for a long, long time. So when we had the opportunity to do persuasive speeches, I knew that was what I wanted it to be about, because I spent a lot of time in that, and it was something that I really didn't enjoy, which I wanted to share with a lot of people because they don't have that experience.
So you argued for
no uniforms.
All right, well, congrats. Who brought you tonight?
My parents and my little sister.
All right, and we know the real reason why you show up to these. You know why you come to this meeting, right?
Is the pencils?
The pencils! Yes! Yeah. Way to go!
Good job, Molly.
You made my day. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Molly, again. Thanks for being here this evening. It's common at most of our meetings to have the opportunity to congratulate our Central 9 students of the month. So we have 3 from the month of November. Melanie Clements in Criminal Justice. Is Melanie here tonight? Uriah Bird in HVAC. And Cadence Liffick in Veterinary Careers. If you see those students, please congratulate them on a job well done. And we'll have more in the January meeting to celebrate. So excellent work on the part of our students. Franklin Community High School Blue Crew. I know we have some of you here with us this evening. Emma Williams, if you would please come forward when I call your name. Emma Williams. Graham Brumley. Chase Stanger. And Reagan Roberts. Our Franklin Community High School Blue Crew. These are our leaders, and for the first time ever, we are a 2-time zone and banner champ for having the best student section in the state. So please, again, congratulate our Blue Crew leaders.
Me, I guess. Hello, my name is Emma Williams, and I am one of the Blue Crew leaders.
I'm Graham. I'm Chase.
I'm Reagan.
All right, I'll ask questions. All right, so which one of you did the skydiving? Was that Chase? Was that super fun or what? And then were you the same one who went to the UK? Didn't you take it? Did you guys take a flag someplace? Oh, that was awesome. You guys really did a lot of great things. And I know that Anthony Calhoun commented throughout the season just about the spirit that we had. And it was always in good fun. You know, the kids did a great job of supporting the football team and really focused back on just what we're about and cheering those kids on. So congratulations, and it's great to be a two-time champ, the first ever in this area. So well done.
Congratulations, nice job. Emma's going to stay up here with us for the rest of the meeting. No, just kidding. Emma's staying up here because she has another honor that we want to recognize this evening. Emma was one of the county's 3 winners of the Lilly Scholarship, which was recently announced by the Johnson County Community Foundation. So please join us in congratulating her on that recognition.
So Emma, do you know where you're headed? Which university?
No, I do not.
Do you have it narrowed down?
Not really.
Indiana. Indiana, all right. There's a lot of good schools to choose from. What do you want to study?
Biology.
All right, you want to be a doctor, or what are your future plans?
The goal is to be an orthopedic surgeon, but I'm going to go on the pre-med track and see where that takes me.
And not only did Blue Crew win twice for the first time ever, we have our first 2-time pencil receiver today.
Well, that's more important, yeah.
Congratulations, Emma. That's fantastic. Our FFA Soil Judging Contest winners. We have a number of students. Please go ahead and come forward. We had great success with some of our middle school and high school students this year as they competed in our FFA Soil Judging Contest. As I say your name, go ahead and step forward so people can see who you are, okay? All right. Norman Tucholsky, Jasper Carter, Tank Elmore, Bailey Hill. This group placed 6th overall as a team, and Norman placed 7th overall individually. Congratulations. The team of Mariah Williams, Ashlyn Holhausen, Connor Williams, Audrey Jewell, and alternate Zach Bray placed 8th overall in the state competition. The team of Cadence Wyatt, Zach Skeeto, Brittany Gearhart, Kylie Carroll, and alternate Wyatt Leeper placed 18th overall. And we had 2 8th graders who competed as individuals. Macy Keith placed 15th, and Morgan Keith placed 19th. Fantastic job. Let's congratulate the entire team for our FFA Soil Judging. Excellent work, everybody.
All right. Before we let you sit down, we'll let Jasper, you can be the spokesperson. Talk about the competition, and then also when you get the mic, please introduce anyone that is in attendance tonight with you, okay?
Just talk about like what the contest is about. All right, so the soil judging contest seems like an interesting contest because we're judging soil. In this contest, we take pits that are dug approximately 40 inches deep and then are 5 foot wide. And we are judging for different characteristics like the texture of the soil, the parent material, and different things to figure out what things you would have to do if you were going to farm it or if you wanted to put a house on it. It's a contest that we learn a whole lot. We just have a fun time. Some days it's rainy, some days it's dry, but we have a fun time. I don't think Amy or Jesse Carter made it, but they thought about it. They were going to, but yeah.
I'm Zach Skeeto. I'm here with my parents, Isaac and Jennifer.
I'm Maisie Keith. I'm here with my parents, Dave and Diana Henderson, and my little brother, Caden Henderson. I'm Morgan Keith. I'm also here with my parents, Dave and Diana, and my little brother, Caden, and I guess we can count Macy.
I'm Cadence Wyatt. I'm here with my mom and my two sisters.
I'm Kylie Carroll, and I'm with my mom.
Do you think we should introduce the coaches?
And we have our wonderful coaches, Giese, which is the assistant coach, and Tom Beckman is not here with us today.
And another one of our ag teachers is with us, Mr. Dan Batta as well. Thank you both so much and congratulations. So if you need a hole dug, or you want your hole inspected, this is your team, right here. Congratulations, nice job. Congratulations as well to Dan and Alicia. And thank you again to our community. You all support us in so many ways, and it's critical. This is a perfect example, so thank you so much. We are now going to transition to trust, another one of our guiding principles. Megan Oliver, I know you're here, Megan, come on up. We recently, we appreciate and are very thankful that Megan Oliver, she's one of our Northwood teachers, 4th grade. She was able to help a student who was choking on a cherry tomato during lunch. Megan actually noticed the situation, immediately performed the Heimlich, and successfully saved the day. So let's all together thank Megan for her quick thinking.
We do appreciate that. When right after it happened, I had the Director of Health Services come into my office to share the successful expulsion of the tomato, but just talking really about the quick thinking that Mrs. Oliver did. So on behalf of the school board and everybody, we do appreciate all that you do to help kids, and this was just a great servant leadership moment, so thank you very much.
Thanks again, Megan. Our final guiding principle this evening is on collaboration, and it's in regards to Ryan Wagner and his service. As President Ott mentioned earlier, he's been on the board for the past 4 years. He's been a member since 2019. And from my experience, and I know some of you in this room, some of the other teachers, administrators, and possibly parents and students, one of the things I treasure most about Ryan is his commitment, not only just to Franklin schools, but to our kids. And he's committed to every kid. He's always the one calling me and asking, okay, now what are you doing about this group of students? And have you thought about this? And did you think about this? And how does this impact this group? So I really appreciated that about his leadership. So I want to thank you, Ryan, for being there to just question and ask really, really thought-provoking questions. So thank you for your service.
So on behalf of the Board of Trustees and all of the students and administrators, teachers, we just want to say thank you. You give your heart every single day to these kids. And for the faculty earlier today, Ryan wrote a very nice email to everybody telling really what it means to kind of serve and to the different people in his life that have made a difference. And this guy right here is going to make a difference for a long time, even though he's not going to sit in this seat. He's helped start a program called First Scholars. And also, he's just out there looking out to help all kids, and it's every kid in our community. And so, Ryan, you will be missed, but on behalf of everyone, we just want to say thank you very much.
Thank you. My mom and dad are here too. That never ends. I want to thank them, my beautiful wife Amber, and my 3 perfect kids, Clark, Caroline, and Clara. I want to thank the board, who has also sort of become like family because we've been through so much, except for Brian. The other 3 are pretty great. It's been wonderful and challenging and hard and really special to spend this time with all of you. I want to thank Central Office, David, Tina, Brooke, Natalie, Robin, Jeff, Matt, Kim, Jen, everybody in Central Office that makes the place run. Maria and Mr. Kirby, thank you for making these meetings operate. Sheriff Cox, thank you for keeping us safe. And shame on people that made that necessary. I want to thank all the teachers and staff and coaches and secretaries and lunch ladies and bus drivers and everyone else that makes this place what it is. You're what makes it magic for our kids. And thank you to everyone in the community that had confidence in me 4 years ago. Hope I didn't let you down too bad. It really has been an honor. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Okay. That's the end of our recognitions. If you would like to stay for the business portion of the meeting, you're more than welcome. But if not, now might be a good time to make an exit. So don't everybody rush out at once.
Jasper, this kid right here, he's awesome.
His kids. Ryan, your kids are so cute. They all look alike. Cracks me up.
They're good.
They're never going to be able to go, no, that's not my sister.
No, not a chance. They're so cute.
Your dad, sir?
Okay. The Wagner family's holding up the,
What's that?
the Wagner family's holding up the birth. That's okay.
It's almost down.
Yep. Okay. Well, we will move on now to the consent agenda. Do we have any public comments on the consent agenda? All right, seeing none. Do we have any administrative comments?
We do. We'd like to recognize Vic Cummins, who has over 30 years of driving. I believe it's 33. I think that's what it was. Most of the time, it's at Union Township. She did drive a little bit in town for Northwood, but this is her last week. So we just want to say thank you to her. Union's lost 2 special drivers this year with Rhoda and Vika, and they've done a great job. So on behalf of all the Union Ramblers and everybody, we wanted to say thank you to her for her many hours behind the wheel.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other comments? Board? Tina?
How about now?
There you go.
All right, on the property usage agreement, this is the contract to lease the farmland at the high school to Mr. Masinek. Last year, we didn't increase the lease amount per acre, but this year we're proposing a 3.6% increase. I did find a Purdue article about lease prices for farmland in Indiana, and the prices range anywhere between $200 and $300 per acre, depending on the quality of the farmland. So we were at $193 before this proposed agreement, and I'm proposing that we increase that to $200 per acre. This particular individual is pretty generous with our ag program, so we want to maintain that relationship.
Okay.
And then on the support staff raises, we're proposing that we provide a 2% base salary increase across the board for our support staff positions, and then a 3% stipend. The 2% pay raise represents $187,000 in recurring base salary, and then the stipend will be $240,000 as a one-time expense. We are proposing something a little different in food services. As you all know, that's a very separated pool of money, so we have a little bit more flexibility. And we are also very much in competition with other restaurant-type facilities. So we are requesting approval to increase the base pay for them at 5%. That'll take our starting salary to $12.63 per hour. And that is actually, believe it or not, the projected salaries will be at a decrease because we've hired so many new people. So, and then the one-time stipend, like the other support staff of 3%, will cost $28,000. And then last but not least, workman's comp actually decreased by $47,000 this year. So less injuries, less cases, more savings.
Good. All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does the board have any comments? Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Okay. Brian, how do you vote?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
And I vote yes. That passes. So we're going to move on to superintendent reports. And that would be the Needham Elementary Student Council.
So Ms. Flaw is going to come up. I think she's the sponsor. We have Mr. Purley in the back. Mr. Purley, would you like to come up with your team as well? We're going to use that mic. We're going to talk just a little bit what they do for school governance. They have a lot of different opportunities at Needham Elementary, and this is one example. So we thank Jamie for her leadership, but also for what the kids do every day. So with that, Jamie. Nope, okay.
On behalf of Needham Elementary's 4th grade student council, we would like to thank you for letting us attend this meeting and address this school board. First, we would like to share what we've been up to. We added a special dessert to lunch each month, once a month, created Red Ribbon Week Spirit Days, signs for around the school, and gave out ribbons, erasers, and pencils and bookmarks.
Before you step down, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I am, do I say my last name? Briley Banta, and yeah, I am 4th grade.
We were called on to help surprise and thank Mr. Purley during National Principals Month. Helped prepare for PTO's after-school movie. Helped students shop at Santa's shop last week. And after holiday night this Thursday, we will pass out thank you notes to those who helped plan and make the event possible. And my name is Braylon Law, and I'm in 4th grade.
Next semester, we will volunteer at Morning Point, assist the living and memory care. We may make and deliver something to the residents or join them in a craft or game. My name is Sawyer Small, and I'm in 4th grade.
We will also sell candy grams and small Valentine toys in February. The money we raise will be donated to a local animal shelter or family in need. I'm Mallory Murray, and I'm in 4th grade.
Now that we've shared that Needham Student Council is up here, we'd like to thank the school board. We have been learning what it means to be a board member, and we can't thank you enough for making sure we have high quality education and prepared for college, career, and life. and as student leaders of Needham who are learning how to be responsible leaders and work as a team, set good examples and help others and give back to our community. We want to give special thanks to Mr. Ryan Wagner for his leadership on the school board as Needham Township's representative. I am Hattie Bennett and I'm 4th grade.
Please accept the small gift out of our appreciation.
What is my line?
Again, thank you.
You were special.
Again, thank you all for all you do for Franklin Community Schools.
That was wonderful.
Before you sit down, come up front. Mr. Purley, please join your team up front. Miss Law as well. All right. Sawyer's not here, sorry. Oh, Sawyer is. Rowan is not. That's why we had him up here. Mr. Purley, talk about the inspiration, what else, they mentioned a lot of things they do at school, but what do you see from the principal's perspective?
I see future leaders of our school and future leaders of our community throughout the rest of their school lives and then when they become older, grown adults. And we have several leadership teams at Needham Elementary School that our 4th graders participate in. And this group, the student council, they make some decisions and listen to their student body, like the lunch thing. They surveyed their friends and said, what's something we can change at school? And we really, as adults, we thought those ices were pretty good. But they wanted something better at the end of lunch, at least once a month. So that was something that changed. And then also just supporting the entire school community. They do a great job doing that. And they're just leaders by example. We say, be kind at Needham and do your bulldog best. And our student council does that every single day. Special thanks to Jamie Law and Kaylee Bennett for sponsoring this group this year.
Oh, yeah, please. I'd be honored.
This is it. This is the pencil. Here, I'm going to give you the rest of the. All right, people. All right. We need to what? Back up. Thank you very much.
Great job. Okay. The next item on the agenda is our action items. Do we have any public comments on action items? We do not. Okay, so we will start with the public hearing for the additional appropriation. So we just call that opening the public hearing?
Yes.
And then,
So I'll do some explanation.
okay, thank you.
So we are requesting $1.5 million in additional appropriation. As we've discussed many times before this, our revenue in 2022 was a lot more than we anticipated, both on the tuition support side and on the property tax with the AV increase. So we just need to get the funds in the right places. We can definitely afford to do this, and I'm open to any questions.
Okay, no, seeing none, so we'll close the public hearing and then we'll move that move on to the action items of the voting for the additional appropriation. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Brian, how do you vote?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
And Ryan?
Yes.
And I vote yes, so that motion passes. Very good. And then we'll move on to the year-end transfers.
These two resolutions are pretty typical at year-end. One is authorizing us to transfer appropriations between funds, and the other is to transfer rainy day funds to textbook rental to zero that account out, and then we will transfer those funds back to rainy day once we get the year closed. The number this time is a little astonishing, but keep in mind that we did 2 adoptions this year, and those take 6 years to pay off. So,
Okay. Very good. Do I, any board comments? Questions? Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Brian, how do you vote?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
And Ryan?
Yes.
And I vote yes, that motion passes. Very good. And then the next thing on the agenda is under discussion items. It's the naming of the school facilities for the John Spiker Media Center. Dr. Clendenning, do you want to?
Yes, I believe Mrs. Smith is coming up as well. We have several members, John's family, his colleagues and friends. On Saturday, Mr. Spiker passed away. On Tuesday, Dr. Warren and I had a chance to go and visit John and let him know that a group of community members had asked to have something named after Mr. Spiker. And you're going to hear a little bit more about Mr. Spiker from all of his friends and family in just a few minutes. But on Tuesday, when Brooke and I were with him, we told him that on Monday night we were going to make a recommendation to have something named at Union Elementary after him. After discussion with the committee, as well as talking to Mr. Spiker, and if you know Mr. Spiker, he always had a good sense of humor. As we were leaving that day, he looked at Dr. Ward and said, "I'm really glad that you came." And he looked at me and says, "I'm not glad you're here." But he's just such a good man that gave all of his heart and soul to Union Elementary. There could be stories many hours long about John and what he did. But tonight we're here to ask permission of the board to name something after him. In addition, after Mrs. Smith finishes, I would like to recommend that we move it from a discussion item to an actual action item. His family is here representing John, and I think that would be a fitting tribute to him. So, Mrs. Smith.
Like Dr. Clendenning mentioned, last Tuesday a committee met to discuss what would be appropriate to dedicate for Mr. Spiker. Ms. Clendenning was on that meeting, as well as Ms. Coghill, a parent and a PTO, our PTO president, and Mrs. Nelson, and Mr. Danny Vaught, a previous school board member. And at that time, we decided that it was only fitting to name the media center after Mr. Spiker because he was such a great storyteller. If you were ever had the privilege of listening to one of his stories, you would definitely be smiling right now, maybe chuckling a little bit. So at that juncture, we then reported back to Dr. Clendenning, Mrs. Nelson did, that we would like to dedicate and call our media center Mr. John Spiker's Media Center. I know he had the opportunity to tell him in person, and I personally had the honor of meeting him 20 plus years ago, and he always told me, "You don't even know. It's the most magical place on earth." And I heard that so many times, and I thought, oh, I mean, all schools are magical. Like, I don't know. And so I was honored 6 years ago to live that magical place on earth when I stepped foot at the U. So this is about all these people behind me. They worked with him. They have been taught by him and been their administrators. I just have a little slice of that. His sisters, Amy and Joe, and his best friend Dave, are here joining us. You're not what? That's the thorn between two. And we would have a dedication ceremony at a later date, being able to share more stories. But if anyone wants to add anything else this evening. Joe was saying we were hoping not to. So I'm requesting for you to move this consent agenda to an action item to name the Media Center at Union Elementary, Mr. John Spiker's Media Center, and we'll have a dedication ceremony at a later date after your approval, we hope.
I'd make that motion to move it to an action item.
I second.
Okay. Brian, how do you vote? Yes. Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
And I vote yes, so we will move that to an action item. So now we need a motion for that. Okay. And a second, okay. Brian, how do you vote? Yes. Becky?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
And I vote yes. So from now on, at Union, the Media Center will be known as the John Spiker Media Center.
That's so
Thank
cool.
you.
Couple things to say about John. Some of you guys may or may not know, but I grew up next to Dave Byers, and John and Nancy didn't have kids, but many times I was that mischievous kid. I'm probably the only one that's probably been standing up inside of John Spiker's fireplace. And I remember as a kid learning a lot of vocabulary from him. Anyway, that's it. I love the man too.
Sweet.
Thank you.
And not to bring that down, but calling hours are Thursday from 4 to 7, and the funeral will be begin at 7 o'clock. The services will be held at Flynn McGuire on 31.
Thank you. All right, so we will move on with our discussion items, the Null Education Services Agreement.
Yes, this agreement is connected to the CIESC contract that was in the consent agenda. Melissa McCain, she's in the back. Melissa, do you want to stand up and wave? She's been working with the author of Building Thinking Classrooms, Peter Lingedahl, to do a conference at Franklin Community High School on Building Thinking Classrooms. It would be the first one ever done. He is an international he's a professor, and he's internationally known. He travels all over to talk about how you teach. Really, he focuses in mathematics, but his principles and practices apply to any content area. So this is the contract from his company for him to participate as the presenter and the key facilitator for that conference on the 29th and 30th of June.
Okay. Does that need to be moved up at all, Melissa? Are we good voting next month? We need to vote on it, but we can wait till next month.
Yes, now CIESC is helping us with the marketing and the registration. They're handling all the financial transactions. They will go ahead, if the board is comfortable, and send out a save the date for that conference through their colleagues either later, I think later this month. But we can wait to vote on this contract until January if that's okay with the board. And both of these, I should have noted, Roger, the one correction that you requested be made to this contract has been corrected. So everything has been reviewed and approved by Roger.
Well, I'd like to thank Mrs. McCain for getting this all together. She and I met one day, and she explained what it was all about, and it's going to be very exciting. There's going to be people from all over, and it'll be a great thing for our school and for the city of Franklin. So thank you.
Yes, thanks, Melissa. Great job.
Okay, so we will move on to the first reading of the policies.
This is cafeteria policy. We have asked Mrs. Edwards to review that, and she has. You'll note the changes, and we'll bring this back next month for final reading. And I just reiterate a big thank you to Ryan, who sat on the legal committee to go over policies. So one of you will need to continue to think about doing that in the future. And so I just wanted just let everybody know this is the first reading on food service programming.
Thank you. Do we have any public comments on discussion? No? Okay, well, we're going to move on to the board and administrative comments. Does the board have any comments? Other than thanking Ryan once more?
Thank you.
No? Okay, administrative comments? Anyone? No?
Hello, hello. The winter break begins at dismissal on December 16th, so that's this Friday. Final exams will commence this week at the high school and the middle school. School resumes for students on January 3rd. We have a teacher work day, records day on January 2nd. MyFC Academy meets this week on Wednesday, December 14th. We're focusing on the elementary experience, so many of our colleagues here in the back will be with us that evening. And then as a reminder to the board, the SAT day at the high school is March 1st. And if you will remember right, we would like to use the same practice we used last year. Juniors are on-site testing. Everyone else is at home in a virtual, synchronous learning environment. Many of the high schools across the state are using the same format. It worked really well last year. There are a number of state requirements on how we move kids and where kids can be for the SAT, so it just makes it easier to only have those students in the building. So thank you for that again.
Okay, any other comments? Ryan, would you like to adjourn the last meeting?
Yes, this meeting is now adjourned.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All right.